So this is the reading for number 2, the dragonfly, with the message everything is going to be fine, and with energy of this magician card. And display here is about where are we, let's say, as a journey at macro level. What do we need to embody, or where are we at a personal level? And these 4 are messages from the 4 elements, or the fire, air, water and earth. So let's start with the first set of cards that are about the macro level journey where we are right now. And the card for this is the sun. So we are at with this strong fire, masculine energy. We can also, if we think of the whole journey from Tarot, we are at this level 19, where we already understood and had so many experience, and we are now able to face the sun. And I have this different type of tarot cards, and this is, let's say, the version of what we see from the back, like the back of the card, and then we can definitely see how this young child faces the sun. We also have the tarot before, so what happens before that, and we can see here all the sunflowers who are very unusual, not looking at the sun. So the moment this fence is like what keeps us away from the Garden of Eden. So this young child, we can all associate it with a child who a golden child. The moment we understand what are we here for, and we go through, we have all these steps of the journey already done, and we are in this level of, let's say, if we think of the journey from the tarot 19 of 21, that means 1 + 9. We have the power of the magician, and then we also have the wisdom of the hermit. So we combine these two, and we are now finally able to anchor the energy of the sun. And once we do that, then of course we can face the sun. We found our garden. We are free. And this innocence of this golden child that represents all of us is more than the innocence of a child. It also adds the wisdom of the journey that we face. And now we really know we integrate the energy of the sun. Of course, in this particular times, we also talk a lot about the solar flares and the energy from the sun that it's coming, and we are the one who can anchor it. A lot of talks about awakening, but that means to be awake and to be aware of this energy and how to integrate it on our planet. And once we do that, we also have this card of after tarot. So when these 2 children start playing and enjoying and just having fun. Favorite book lately for me, the stories of Beneath the Moon, associated with Tarot of Divine. And in this book, the story with the card of the sun is the story of Osiris, Set, and Isis. And some of us are knowing the story. So shortly is that Isis was very happy with and her love for Osiris when they ruled together, and the world was in a natural and righteous order, but then Set brought the chaos and destruction, and he killed Osiris and make it in pieces. Isis, with her love, she managed to find all the pieces of Osiris and put them together and return him to life long enough for her to get pregnant and have Horus as the son. And then when Horus was big, he managed to grow up, and then he managed to fight with Set. And of course, he lost his eye. That's why we have the eye of Horus. But then he became again the ruler, and he did it in the right way, like his father. That's the macro level where we are in our journey. We are almost there. And at the personal level, a message what we need to embody now, it's the energy of the King of Cups. This is the King of Cups. Of course, this is a water element, a lot of emotion. He is symbolizing the king of the underworld. He's now floating on the water. If we can also see here what, let's say, it's the back of his throne. He is like a fisherman. He has all the tools how to navigate, and he is facing a storm. Even if we see that there is also this fish here that shows the spontaneity and the joy and things that are just going with the flow, what he also does because he's just floating on this water. But then facing the storm, we have that boat. The boat was made by human. You can also see it as the Noah Ark, but that means that he can rule both of that, the spontaneity and the things well done. Maybe he's not really so happy to be a king. All the kings also have the air intellect, so they need to use an intellect. Like he looks here, that he's this is the before, he doesn't look to be very happy. He just has the specter, that's the very male energy. But then he gets the cup, and the cup he gets it from above. So then he gets the feminine energy. So then he has both of them, the feminine and the masculine energy. And in the end, he's just pouring that energy back into water, the feminine energy, let's say like now going with the flow and making part of below, as above, so below. This card of the King of Cups is associated with Scorpio. Of course, then we have the death and the rebirth, and it's also now the south north is in Scorpio, so we have very much to deal with the karma and the past in a way, and that's also the Pluto, the planet that rules Scorpio. It's the planet of associated in Tarot with the Judgment. So we are now, let's say, ready for the Judgment. That's the next card after the Sun. But Judgment, again, I see it as a sign of awakening. So we are prepared for awakening. We are getting the help from above. We get the energy that we need. We just need to go with the flow and be the kings of our emotion, if we like it or not. Maybe sometimes we just prefer to follow than to be a king. But he is the emotion. He has the emotional depth of a fixed water. And in the story associated with this card is also an interesting story. The King of Cups. The story is The Boy and the Dragon Pearl. I'm not going, of course, to read all the story, but as you see here, that this young boy and they were very poor, and one day they found a nice pearl. In China, a lot of people are saying that I hope one son will become a dragon. So this is really a symbol of strength. So that is also for us. And then once he found a pearl, he realized he has abundance, and but people were envying him for the abundance that he had, and then he decided to swallow the pearl, and then he was thirsty. He just wanted more, because that was the pearl was giving you more and more. And then he had to drink so much water, and then he became a dragon. That could also be a sign that he finally found his power, with this pearl, the pearl of abundance. He found his inner power, and we can all have a dragon inside. We just have to let it come to the light. That's actually our inner power, more of fiery energy, but that comes from being able to deal with our emotion. And now the message is from the elements. What is about the fire energy? That's action energy. And for the action energy, we have the 5 of Wands. It looks like people are fighting here, but we can also, if we look at, this is from before, then you see like 2 people are trying their skills, and there are more people trying to join them, and after, like they all rest. So it is maybe not so much about a fight, but this is this card of 5 of Wands is associated with Saturn in Leo. So we have fire energy again. It's also ruling the first decan of Leo. So for those who are in a fire sign, that's the important period, 22 July to 1st of August. But actually, what is all about is about trying to join forces. We know the Leon, that was also the the sun. It's very much self-centered and likes to do things to be in the center of attention. But in this, with this card, it's like combining the self-centered of the Leo with the courage, the strength card that's also associated with Leo. And in this way, because it says it's Leo in Saturn. Saturn is the one with the structure and the discipline. So by bringing the structure of Saturn, everybody who is involved in this journey can find the strength, and they can end up being master of both spiritual and physical world. And world is the card after the judgment. So we have the sun, we had the judgment, and now we have the world, the card that is associated with Saturn. So that's the last card of the journey. So once we do that, once we learn to do our actions together, like in a group, and this is instead of having unfriendly competition, maybe like it looks here, to really learn how to work together. And this is also the Lord of the Strife, the card it's also called, and it's about improvement. So learning how like to do the actions together and learning new skill, but mostly about joining forces. And in this the story here is also very much about joining forces. It's the story of Pandavas. Indeed, they seem, I read the story, maybe some of you are knowing the story even more, much better, but they were the sons of King Pandu, and then they have to fight with the sons, to fight, but actually to take back their kingdom, and going through all kind of situations with the brother of their father, just to be entitled to the throne again. But they all did that by learning how to work together, and they were the one who managed to make their land like heaven. So of course there were others who were jealous, and they had to learn how to fight, but in a way just also together as a group. And even if they were like only 5 of them, they managed better, and as the 100 of the enemies, let's say, who were envious of their abundance and their good life. So I see it as a sign that even 5, they were 5 brothers, they can and face maybe hundreds, even, but just by joining force and working together and strive to do the actions not in a self-centered way, but as a group. So that could be very important in this time. If we join action, then just to how to more of us to embody the energy of sun, and even more than that, it's not necessarily that all of us are doing, but the one they are doing it for the rest also. So like in the story, they were fighting for the kingdom, but not necessarily for themselves, because everybody in the kingdom then could have a good life. So the number is not so important. The next set of cards is the element of air, so it's about our thoughts, and the card is the 8 of Swords. The way it looks is like you feel trapped, so that will be the message that like you have now too many possibilities, you can't see, you are trapped. The card is associated with Jupiter in Gemini, and again the first decan of this month, so that could be relevant for the air signs, the period between May 21 and 31. But this Jupiter in Gemini, Jupiter is not very happy in Gemini, or Gemini is not very happy with Jupiter, because Gemini has always a lot of ideas. He is always in face of multiple choices, and not being very good in and focusing, and maybe taking too much on their plate. And then you have the Jupiter, with his wheel of fortune. It's like we are stuck in the wheel of fortune. What do we really want to achieve? This is more about our thoughts, our thoughts goes in all directions. But if we look at the card from the back, like with this black birds already waiting for her to fail, and you know, somebody put her there in between these 8 swords. So yeah, you can see like dark forces. But then once she managed to focus, once she managed to concentrate and assess, and then definitely define her goals, then the help is coming. That's the card after, let's say. So the help is coming. You get to be free. It's also because it's Jupiter in Gemini. At one point, you feel alone in the world. So she is missing her partner from the Lover's cards, the one associated with the Gemini. But just by once you focus, you become aware of your thoughts, and you manage to make good assessments and make choices. Then you are getting freed. And this card, it's called a shortened force, like you are out of force. And the story is an interesting story for the 8 of Swords. Also about a beautiful princess. It's called Donkey Skin. A beautiful princess who she had to run away from home now, and then she hid herself in the donkey skin. Everybody tried to avoid him. It's a kind of like the Beast and the Beauty, because in the end a prince managed to see her beauty even for the rare moments when she will give up this donkey skin, and this ring is very important in the story, that the prince finds her and then he sees her in her own beauty. So with other words, it's a choice that she made to hide under this donkey skin, and only in the moment that she finds her partner, let's say, she is finally showing up her real beauty. So it's also an invitation for all of us, just to not necessarily to expect for somebody to free us, or but we can also do this in our own minds with our own thoughts, and we have the power to not necessarily to control us, but even, let's say, being friendly with our thoughts, just saying, okay, I hear you, I get you, thank you for making me aware. I'm just going to focus. I know what I want to do, and I'm going to rewrite my story. So we go to the water element, the emotion part, and here we have the Two of Cups, which is of course a beautiful card of love. It's the Lord of Love. We have this two people who are meeting each other, maybe, and it's like the moment they see each other, they feel, they have a knowingness that this is it. And even from the back, you see the birds here, a good sign, the good news. And then once they meet, once they make the step, they meet somewhere in the middle, because this is the male energy with the female energy. Then they find stability and what they are looking for, and comfort, with this lovely cat here being very happy. This is a 2 card. We were talking about Dragonfly too, so this message, of course, of 2 of union, very important, especially in this portal time of 2022. And the card is Venus in Cancer. So Venus, of course, with the love. It's also associated with the first decan of Cancer. So that's between June 21 and 1st of July for those who are a water sign. And it is Cancer. It's the house of home, and it's the one of that shows us that in the beginning the love, it's like protected by the high priest, the Venus. And in Venus also rules Taurus, so it brings us stability and comfort. Even if they are opposite, they attract. So everything, it's nice about this card, but of course it's also the beginning. So we need to master our emotion. We have the chance to really, on a blink of the eye, to recognize our soul mates. That doesn't necessarily mean to be a romantic or the twin flames, whatever you want to call it. This is the energy now in this 2022 portal. So of course it's like we are here, the younger version of the one who is going to settle in a chariot further on and conquer everything. But that's what we have the potential. So, and we will learn maybe the hard way. There will be hard moments. We have to become adult, and not every relation. Every relation is teaching us something, but not every relation is necessarily the one. But this card, it's about that just follow your heart, have that knowingness, and trust that this is in the air, the period of love. And the story that is associated, I found it very interesting. It's a story about Gilgamesh and Enkidu, strong people who coming together, they become even stronger, and they have even more energy, if it's possible, because like this, each of them had were strong and full of love and celebration of life. So you thought what they are missing, but together they could even more. And the point is that even when you think you have everything, and you are very, very happy with yourself and the way you are, you can find your equal. And maybe in the beginning there could be a kind of power struggle, but then in the end they end up become close, and they never wish for the company of anybody else than the two of them were more than enough. And we have the element of Earth, and we have the Two of Pentacles. This is also called Jupiter in Capricorn, and for those who are Earth sign, it's about the first decan from December 22 to December 30. That could be a significant period. Jupiter is not really happy with Capricorn. Let's say that they are not really going so well together, because one is very much Jupiter with his wheel of fortune, and he's somehow shaking up the structure of the Capricorn. They all it's also associated with the 10th house of the career and social service. So it's like he's trying to balance, and if we see it here, he gets it from above. So he gets from above this task of balancing, in a way, time, money, work, and pleasure, somehow, the finding a harmony. And then, of course, he plays with these two. And then when he's like ready to travel here. But then when he gets it and he learn how to do this balancing, then he turns away, and then he accept, let's say accept the task, and in a way going back home, not continuing with his travel. So I see this as a sign that it's very important to balance all these ground material things, and we can do that. It's the Lord of harmonious change, and even if we have some difficulties to ground it, if we manage to balance our gifts, our emotion, our action, our thought, then we can continue our journey. And the story that is associated with this card, it's I don't think I will be able to say the name. It's from Haida mythology, Rapinsund. It was the beautiful daughter of a chief of a tribe, and she ended up being the wife of a bear, and her children were like half humans, half a bear. So, and they were in the end accepting in the tribe, and people managed to live with these twin boys, and they grew up. So it's like maybe finding new ways and of balancing outside of what we think that's the norm, and it's this transformation that is coming, because I mentioned at one point that we had the judgment, and that means also awakening. So maybe we change in something else, something different, half human, half or more human and spirit. I see it more as human and spirit, and find a balance of what it means to be human, what it means to be maybe a 5D spirit, so, or other dimension. But we will see what the time, what the journey will bring. For now, we have this, working together, focusing and knowing exactly what our purpose is. Finding, I see it here, the true love, finding the soul tribe, and then balancing the material world with the spiritual world that's actually everywhere, and finding a way to continue the journey by balancing work and pleasure, and finding also joy in what we do. So, and to end up, I'm going to use add some magic, because we talk about the magician with making magic card, and the card that wants to come is healing. So the main message in the end, it's true healing of the mind, body and soul. And with this, I'm going to put it here, and thank you for watching.